Welcome to Vintage Touch, Decor with Soul, where timeless charm meets inspired design. Today, we're diving into a world of cozy, nostalgic beauty with vintage Christmas decor ideas, chic, cozy, and timeless holiday style for a romantic, festive home. If you love the sparkle of antique ornaments, the warmth of farmhouse charm, or the elegance of old-world traditions, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll explore 12 beautifully styled areas of your home, each touched by vintage magic. From entryways and mantels to bedrooms and windowsills, we'll share decor inspiration that speaks to the soul. Whether you're a lifelong collector or just discovering vintage treasures, we'll help you create a home that feels warm, romantic, and joyfully nostalgic. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment below to share your favorite vintage Christmas traditions. We love hearing your stories and ideas. This channel is a cozy space for celebrating the art of decorating with heart, and we're so glad you're here. Let's begin our festive journey into timeless holiday elegance. Your entryway sets the tone for the entire home, and during the holidays, it's your first chance to spread cheer. Start by incorporating vintage sleds, ice skates, or wooden crates filled with greenery to instantly transport guests to a simpler, cozier time. Add a small table adorned with candles, antique bells, or a bowl of shiny vintage ornaments to create a charming holiday vignette. Don't forget the power of scent and sound. A gentle ring of old sleigh bells hanging on the doorknob, paired with a vintage lantern lit by a flickering LED candle, brings warmth before guests even step inside. Try layering textured rugs, like old wool or braided ones, to add that soft, collected look underfoot. To finish, hang a wreath made with dried oranges, cinnamon sticks, and velvet ribbon on your front door. These classic ingredients evoke holiday nostalgia and feel delightfully old-fashioned. The beauty of vintage holiday style lies in the layers. Each item tells a story, and your entryway becomes a heartfelt welcome to all who visit. The living room is where the magic of Christmas truly comes alive. It's where families gather, stories are shared, and memories are made. Begin with a soft color palette inspired by vintage postcards, creamy whites, faded reds, muted greens, and touches of antique gold. Layer cozy textiles like crocheted throws, velvet pillows, and needlepoint cushions to infuse the space with warmth and romance. Incorporate vintage treasures like mercury glass ornaments displayed in bowls, antique clocks on the mantel, and lace-trimmed doilies under candle arrangements. A vintage mirror above the fireplace can reflect soft twinkle lights, doubling the cozy glow. Even a stack of well-loved Christmas books with gilded covers adds visual charm and storytelling spirit. Don't forget the magic of lighting. Replace harsh overhead lights with soft table lamps and strings of warm fairy lights. Clip vintage-style holiday cards to twine across the mantel or window frames. These small, meaningful touches invite everyone to pause and soak in the nostalgic beauty of a truly cozy Christmas haven. The Christmas tree is the heart of holiday decorating, and with vintage flair, it becomes a sparkling symbol of nostalgia. Begin with a classic evergreen, real or faux, with full, natural branches. Choose ornaments that feel time-worn and treasured: mercury glass baubles, hand-blown figurines, lace angels, and wooden toys. Mixing textures, finishes, and eras adds depth and charm. Layer in garlands made of popcorn, cranberries, or delicate ribbon. Drape strands of pearls or beaded trim for a touch of elegance, and tuck in vintage postcards, sheet music, or old photos to tell a personal story. Don't worry about perfection. The beauty lies in a tree that feels collected over generations, not styled for a catalog. Finish your tree with a topper that speaks to tradition: a tinsel star, a hand-sewn angel, or even a small antique doll. At the base, wrap gifts in craft paper, tied with velvet ribbons and sprigs of greenery. With every ornament hung, you're not just decorating, you're preserving holiday memories and celebrating timeless Christmas spirit. A fireplace mantel is the perfect canvas for telling a holiday story with vintage charm. Start with a foundation of greenery, real pine, cedar garlands, or frosted faux branches. Layer in delicate lace runners, old books with worn spines, and antique candle holders to create a soft, textured base. This nostalgic setup brings warmth and elegance to your hearth. For a festive focal point, add vintage stockings made of quilt scraps, crocheted lace, or hand-embroidered fabric. Tuck small sprigs of eucalyptus or tiny ornaments into each stocking for a whimsical touch. Above the mantel, hang a time-worn mirror or an antique picture frame strung with vintage holiday cards or sheet music garlands. Accent with twinkling fairy lights or real taper candles and brass holders for an ambient glow. Incorporate a few sentimental pieces, perhaps an heirloom nativity scene, a snow globe from childhood, or a ceramic village set passed down through generations. Your mantel becomes more than decor, it becomes a display of love, memory, and holiday tradition. The kitchen is the heart of every holiday celebration, filled with the scent of baked goods and the warmth of shared moments. To bring vintage charm into this space, decorate with enamelware, old cookie tins, and hand-stitched linens. Display your baking essentials in glass canisters or antique jars, and fill open shelves with holiday-themed china and nostalgic kitchen tools. Consider creating a cozy corner with a small tree decorated in cookie cutters, cinnamon sticks, and gingham ribbon. Add touches like vintage recipe cards clipped to twine, old wooden spoons in ceramic crocks, and a tiered tray filled with candy canes, cloves, and pine cones. These little accents turn everyday items into sweet reminders of holidays past. Even your baking can become decor. Stack shortbread tied with string, place gingerbread men in a vintage tin, or fill a cake stand with cinnamon rolls under a glass dome. The kitchen becomes a feast for the eyes as well as the heart. With each detail, you're layering love and tradition into the space where holiday memories are made. The dining room is where festive memories are savored. To create a vintage Christmas table, start with a classic linen tablecloth or a delicate lace overlay. Layer mismatched china with floral motifs, faded gold rims, or holly patterns. Add charm with silver flatware, crystal goblets, and cloth napkins tied with velvet ribbon or sprigs of rosemary. For your centerpiece, think romantic and collected: a cluster of brass candlesticks, a bowl of mercury glass ornaments, or a vintage cake stand topped with pine cones and greenery. Scatter a few antique postcards, mini bottle brush trees, or small ceramic animals among the place settings to add personality and whimsy. Finish with thoughtful touches that delight guests, like handwritten place cards on old luggage tags, mini favor boxes tied with twine, or a shared family recipe card tucked into each napkin. A vintage-inspired dining room isn't just about looks, it's about warmth, tradition, and creating a space that brings people joy with every detail. Your bedroom can become a serene retreat filled with holiday magic and vintage elegance. Start by switching out bedding to soft, cozy layers. Think flannel sheets, a faded quilt, or a crocheted coverlet. Add throw pillows in muted reds, icy blues, or winter whites with vintage-inspired embroidery. A warm woolen blanket folded at the foot of the bed adds both charm and comfort. Decorate dressers and nightstands with subtle seasonal touches, a small tabletop tree adorned with pearl garlands, antique perfume bottles holding sprigs of evergreen, or a silver tray displaying holiday postcards. Hanging a delicate wreath above the headboard or placing fairy lights across a vintage mirror brings a dreamy glow to the space. If you have a reading nook or a bench at the window, layer it with soft cushions, a knitted throw, and a vintage Christmas book or two. Add a teacup candle or a small ceramic village for an extra cozy detail. The bedroom becomes your quiet holiday hideaway, peaceful, nostalgic, and full of seasonal romance. Windows offer the perfect opportunity to frame the season with charming vintage detail, both for you and for passers-by. Drape lace or gauzy curtains to soften the light, then adorn the sill with nostalgic holiday treasures. Think vintage bottle-brush trees, hand-painted figurines, old books, and flickering LED candles. The result is a scene that feels like stepping into a storybook. Create visual interest by layering heights and textures, stack antique boxes to elevate items, use silver trays as reflective bases, and add touches of greenery tucked into old teacups or pitchers. A string of mini lights or beaded garland across the window frame gives just the right glow at dusk. Add snowflake decals or frosted glass spray for an extra whimsical touch. Don't forget the charm of hanging ornaments in front of the glass. Use velvet ribbon to suspend delicate baubles, crystal drops, or handmade stars. They'll catch the light and gently sway with winter breezes, creating a magical movement that delights all who pass by. With just a few thoughtful pieces, your windows become windows to a timeless holiday dream. Your home's exterior is the first glimpse of holiday warmth, and with a vintage approach, it can feel straight out of a classic Christmas card. Start by adorning the porch with a mix of evergreen garlands, red velvet ribbons, and antique sleds or wooden skis leaning by the door. Add cozy layers like vintage wool blankets draped over a bench or a wicker basket filled with pine cones. Use soft white string lights or warm Edison bulbs to highlight the porch railings, doorway, or windows. Lanterns with faux candles, vintage tin buckets filled with ornaments, and a rustic chalkboard sign with a holiday greeting all create a nostalgic winter welcome. For a classic finishing touch, hang a lush wreath made of fresh pine and tied with a frayed linen bough. Even small yards or balconies can shine with charm. Add a galvanized tub holding a mini tree, wrap a fence with cranberry garlands, or display an old milk can with greenery and vintage bells. With a gentle glow and heartfelt touches, your outdoor space becomes an enchanting invitation to step into a season of timeless cheer. The most beautiful vintage Christmas decor often comes with a story. Whether it's Grandma's ceramic angel, a hand-stitched ornament from your childhood, or an old holiday postcard tucked into a mirror frame, these sentimental finds bring depth and soul to your home. Each piece connects us to generations past, wrapping our spaces in comfort and memory. Curate small vignettes throughout your home using these treasures. A bowl filled with mismatched antique ornaments, a shadow box displaying vintage holiday brooches, or a tray of old black and white Christmas photos can spark conversation and sweet reflection. These moments invite pause and appreciation, reminders that Christmas is about heart, not perfection. Don't hesitate to mix cherished heirlooms with your thrifted finds. A flea market nativity, a retro Santa mug, or a yellowed paper star can sit proudly beside your family keepsakes. What matters most is the feeling they evoke, a cozy blend of history, sentiment, and the quiet magic of things made and kept with love. As we bring our tour to a close, I hope you've found inspiration to fill your home with the beauty and soul of vintage Christmas decor. From porchside welcomes to bedroom retreats, every corner holds the potential for warmth, story, and nostalgia. It's not about perfection, it's about the memories we honor and the joy we share. Let this holiday season be one of slower moments, gentle lights, and timeless treasures. Whether you're decorating with passed-down heirlooms or discovering vintage finds at your local market, trust your heart to guide the way. The cozy charm of a truly vintage Christmas lies in the little things: the flicker of candlelight, the worn spine of a holiday book, the soft shimmer of mercury glass. Thank you so much for joining me here on Vintage Touch, Decor with Soul. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with a fellow vintage lover. May your home be filled with peace, joy, and the timeless magic of Christmas. Wishing you the happiest, coziest holidays. See you next time.